No scope headshot. Oh, the dog. I must see for myself. Where is Jug? Where's Jug? I don't see Jug. I see wine. I see cheese. I don't. Yeah, I'm in the fucking bakery. What fridge? Oh, fridge. Those aren't jugs, you prick. Those aren't jugs. There's. Oh, there's mule kick, headshot, tombstone, juggernaut. Oh my god, there actually is. Oh, what the fuck? Assist, just so fucking jarring. Please die. Thank you. I mean, it only took you a couple of... 2. 3. I got this. 4. Oh, never mind. He's behind me. Wait, leave that one. Leave what? What the fuck? Will, please tell me you saw that. This is everything you need to know about Nuk3Town. Or Nuk3Town, or whatever it is. So here it says on this control panel, under construction, and it shows the orange building, the back of it, where the porch is. And then the other picture there is more blurry, but it's the same area, but just at a different perspective. And then that picture is even harder to see as it is under another picture. Then moving along the panel, you can see there is a like weather forecast type thing, which I'll talk about later when I get to another point. But it's talking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, no Saturday or Sunday, which is strange. Then it shows about the plants in the garden, and by the way that it's linked to the computer, I'd say like maybe the plants are like robotic or something. Then it's here about the doors and windows being locked or not. Yeah, it says that that door is unlocked, but it says that the whole house is locked, which is a bit strange, I would say. Then there's this console up here that says speak to activate, with the coalescence sign that can make the noise that you hear when you start up the game. When you start the game and it shows the Activision thing, that's the noise that it can be heard around Nuk3Town. Then there's many pictures like that's seemingly random, but then the plus is like a YouTube start sign. Wait, did I say plus? I didn't mean to say plus. Then there's Cerberus like coding. I'm not sure if it's like the actual coding like used in the game, but there are like commands and things that make it seem real. Then there are the books. These books like are found everywhere on the map in both buildings. They're just graphic designs, volume 1 and 2, and classic architecture, and it's weird that Hendrix and the person that I don't know the name of are into the same thing. Then here it says many things about robots not taking over, which is a bit strange, seeing as, yeah, it just is strange that people are concerned that robots are taking over, so they have to make an entire magazine about them not taking over. And then there's more of the exact same books over and over and over again. Then there is the sign, the Welcome to Nuk3Town sign, which is a link back to the old Nuk3Town sign compared to the new one here, with still saying population 01. I prefer this one as it's like more sleek. Then there's more of the same books and some pictures. Then there's like hunting magazine sort of. It says 20 best hunting dogs. And Corvus, it just shows that Corvus is a hunter, maybe. And then there's also like a safari magazine, maybe. It says SAF, but you could possibly see that it's a safari magazine, as it looks like in the safari type place. Then there's an old camera, sort of like the one on the magazine, possibly used to take pictures of the wild animals on a safari. And more of the same magazine, more of the same magazine again. And then there are these plugs. These plugs can commonly be found in France, which links me back to that weather forecast. That forecast links to the French weather currently. Like the average weather per week. Then at the back of this car, you can see at the end it says BO2. Reference to Black Ops 2 maybe. As you shall see soon that there is another thing linking to that car. Then it's sort of showing that there are like, the cars are electric, as there is like a gas pump, and you can see from the screen how the car is without being near to it. Then there's a bike and some tools and some more tools. And it turns out that the bike is electric as well, because there's more statistics from it. If we go out and look at this car, the silver car by the Corvus building outside the garage, you should see on the back it says 1985 at the end. Does it mean anything? Not sure. Like, Treyarch haven't said anything about 1985, and it just does link back to that BO2, and they both have ZH at the beginning of their thing. License plate, whereas the bus holding the mannequins doesn't have a number plate and just has male mannequins on one side and female mannequins on the other. This says 1009, still have no idea, and it also has ZH, on the beginning of the number plate. It also says about the trucks being numbered 1 and 2. Now here's an interesting thing on this bus. It says Nuk3Town, Nuk3Town, and Nuk3Town 2025 in that order. So why is Nuk3Town before Nuk3Town 2025 when Nuk3Town is out on Black Ops 3 and Nuk3Town 2025 was on Black Ops 2? Does it mean that this Nuk3Town is set before Nuk3Town 2025? Which I highly doubt, but it could mean that. Don't know. Then if we go into the Hendrix building, which is this blue one with the wall run along the front, we can see that it's not the orange building on that other side, and you normally have to describe it to people that it's the one you can go through the building into the garage. Then there's another coalescent sign which makes the noise that you can hear at the beginning of the Activision startup. Then there's some sort of mechanical repairing type thing. Oh, I'm running out of time. Great. I'm just gonna have to do another clip. But as you can see, there's the arm, and it's like moving, and then it's saying stuff. If we go into the kitchen really quickly before I run out of time, you can see that there are dinner options. Okay, we're back, and this is back in the Hendrix building. We can see that when we shoot these glasses, nothing happens. It just shows them shattering. Whereas if we shoot this, it breaks. Why does the coffee machine break? Then there's also a pita recipe with a prep time. We don't know when that's from, or when that's to. Like, when does the time start? From the time now, which apparently is 1:26 and 34 seconds, yet the second isn't going up. Unless it means days, or years, or months. We don't know. Then there's the roll, which cannot be harmed. And I also like the way that the roll like moves. It blows in the non-existent wind. Then there's more of the same weather forecast for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Then there are like channel times, but they're a bit random. Middle East 3:22, desertification 2:41, and climate change 8:49. Unless it means 3 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and then 8 at night. Then there's this mannequin reading his magazine about random things. The beginning, that helicopter picture is titled, but the print is too small to read. There, in the Hendrix building, there's more of the same books over and over and over again. They're all the same books. And then there's this thing. I don't know what you guys think it is, but I definitely know what that top bit looks like. There's nothing on the front. Like, I'm fairly sure if we check the back, there's not going to be anything either. Yeah, nothing. It's just a plain white doll type thing. And then there's this, like, air conditioning type thing, which shows the input and the things moving. But it could also be speakers, because it says media and output. So, not quite sure there. Let's head over back to the Corvus building. No, not the Corvus building. The Hendrix building. Sorry. And look at this dinner selection again. So, there is vegan, and that is 5 ticks out of 5 ticks. Then there is junk food, which is 1 tick out of 5 ticks. Then there is Mediterranean, which is 4 ticks out of 5 ticks. Now, either Hendrix had 10 people in his family, or there were 10 people living in Nuk3Town at a specific time, but it seems that most of the people here were vegan, which is a little odd. Then this cup, that thing, this coffee machine doesn't break, which is surprising. That Corvus's one does. Then there's even a timetable. And then I'm guessing the green means it's free to go to, or it has been done. And then the red one means it overlaps, maybe, if there's a certain time. Here, I'm just giving you time to read some of it. Like how on Saturday and Sunday, this person, if it is Hendrix at all, is very, very lazy. The tap is on, yet no one is around. You cannot check how many knives are in that pot. Like, well, you can just count, but it's hard to see if there's one missing, but I don't think there is. Then there's more of these pots and pans on a stove, but Hendrik seems to be really sloppy as he's also left his stove on. And then there's even a little menu on the side, which shows stove top, oven, microwave, clean, help, timer, and there's even a power on and off. You can even lock the stove. The bowl has nothing in it, yet it's heating. And I'm not sure if there's anything in the pot or not. But here is the fridge, and it shows you how much of something, I'm guessing that is, on the side there you have, or how much like fat there is or something. Then there's temperature 2.3 degrees. I'm going to say that that's 2.3 degrees Celsius, because if it was 2.3 degrees Fahrenheit, that would be well below freezing. And this would not be a fridge, it would be very, very cold. It would be colder than a freezer. A lot colder than a freezer. But then there's milk with 3% vitamin C and 18% vitamin B12. And it has, the carton has nothing on it. Very basic diagrams, I guess. Then there's cheese, yogurt, more cheese again. And then ice cream, a sausage. And then jelly cubes, maybe? Quite odd, as I don't know what they are. But in this Hendrix building, there is not a book to be seen on this lower floor. Not one. At all. Anywhere. Not on the table, not on the desks or anything. Upstairs, pretty much the same, but there are a few books, and guess what? They're the same books as in the Corvus building. And he even has some little tripod cactus thing in a shell. Here's another computer console, but this time it's on the Hendrix building. And then there are these random numbers, it seems. So, I don't know what the numbers mean either. It's very 054.303.239. It's very confusing. Then there's a bin that seems to not reach the bottom. And then there's this same computer console as on the Corvus building, just onto a wall this time instead of onto a screen. Then there are these strange looking pictures, I would put it, with random backgrounds and circles in the middle. Then there's another miniature bin and bowls with nothing in them. Over here is an iPhone of the sorts made by the Coalescence company, I'm going to presume, seeing as that is the main everything. Like, everything is made by Coalescence. Then there's an iPhone with it actually on, and it's got like things spinning around and stuff. And that's basically it for the room up there. But then in this room, it's even stranger, as this is Hendrix's house, right? So where does he sleep? He can't sleep out here, and this is a bunk bed. And there are toys in here, little kids' toys, and like a nightlight. And Hendrix is supposed to live here, but where does he sleep? There are like even little little kids' stories, and it's just so confusing as to where Hendrix is sleeping. Like, she doesn't have dolls, the dolls of the last Nuk3Town, and and also that car, the car that I was saying is that car over there, and that car on the side is a reference to Black Ops 2, and that's what it says on that car, is it not, on the number plate, Black Ops 2, or BO2. And then that's it for this upstairs room of Hendrix. But then, still, where is Hendrix sleeping? This is a kid zone playhouse, and there's a sand pit. I don't know about you, but I don't know any grown men who play in sand pits. And then there's shuffleboard. Like, I get that Hendrix might play it with his son or daughter or, like, whatever. But, as you can see over here, it says offline. That's why you can't get a score if you're playing with your friends. On the other side, it also says offline. Going back into here, it's also, again, the exact same, just into a different model. Also want to note that this fireplace on the Hendrix building, there is not a chimney anymore, where you used to be able to throw a combat axe and it would bounce through the fire and hit someone. And this is also on max temperature, and that is looking quite low, but that mannequin seems to be enjoying it. Seems to be nothing else really to look at. More French plugs actually. But that will be all for the Nuk3Town walkthrough. I will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.